Hello! This is an icosphere and I'm going to shade it smooth and create a new material. Now I'm going to increase the transmission and decrease the roughness of my principal BDSF shader. However, if you're an Eevee, you probably will need to enable screen space reflections, refraction, and I will also disable half-rest trace. Never forget, if you're an Eevee and want to work with glass, to activate screen space refractions. What is this weird white dot on here? That's the reflection from a point light here that I've put to show you that if I decrease specular, well, nothing happens, because principled BDSF is actually a bait and switch. It's wrong. We don't want it. Instead, we will take a look for shader and refraction BDSF. It just doesn't have the reflections on there. Now, if I zoom around this, that already looks pretty good, but we can still quite clearly see the spherical outlines here. So let's go and add a layer weight node. Layer weight has these two outputs, Fresnel and facing, which is essentially also Fresnel. And I'm going to put this facing output into the index of refraction. Now let's take a look at it again. And we've gotten a little space anus. However, the sphere is still visible. Now watch what happens as I increase the blend factor. You can see that it slowly disappears until it's totally gone. So let's choose a pretty high value that's almost 1, like 0.96. And now if I zoom around, you can see that it's fading into the edges a little bit more gradial and elegant. For demonstration purposes, let's take a look at a grid. And as you can see, we actually overshot a little bit. We've distorted our refraction so much that we've actually warped around the fabric of reality and we can see through our grid. Also, it's not really a black hole, it's just a distortion as of right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look for a color ramp and I'm going to plug in the facing thing here. And let's take a look again. I think I want to increase this black part a little bit. And now let's take a look at our refraction again. Also, I will add a shader, mix shader node and plug the color ramp into the factor. It's the wrong way around, so let's just put the refraction in the second input. And voila, we already got a black hole, which is pretty convincing and nice. I, however, want to go for a little bit more of a Christopher Nolan type black hole. So let's hide the grid again, and I'm going to show you something else. It's a little vortex made out of a Musgrave texture that I have displaced. If you want to know how I did it, you can take a look at the last video, which I'm going to link up here. And let's combine that with the icosphere. Now, it doesn't look right away like what I want because it's kind of bending a little dent into here. Now comes the big old trick. Let's go into the facing output here of the layer weight and plug in a math node right about there and set this math node to power and set the power to an exponent of -1. And voila, now the background kind of bends over the black hole. Some bloom also doesn't hurt, and I'm going to increase the size a little bit like that. And the last trick in the book is going to be the color ramp that we use to make the black part in the middle. I don't know, I think that's kind of cute, isn't it? And now tilted camera angle, and there you go. That's a black hole, and I think it's rather easy, isn't it? Just gotta be careful that it doesn't eat the names of your patrons.